Get ready to twist and shout. The 1950s were a time of incredible transformation and exuberance. It was a decade that saw the birth of rock and roll, the rise of television, and a fashion revolution that still influences us today. We're diving into the fabulous world of 1950s fashion. This was an era where style was paramount, and every outfit told a story. From the runways to the streets, fashion was a vibrant expression of the times. Picture this: poodle skirts, saddle shoes, and hair so high it could touch the sky. These iconic looks weren't just about aesthetics, they were about making a statement. The poodle skirt, for instance, became a symbol of youthful exuberance and freedom. It was a decade of change, rebellion, and a whole lot of style. The 1950s saw the end of wartime austerity and the beginning of a new era of prosperity. People were ready to embrace fun, color, and creativity in their wardrobes. The 50s were all about breaking free from the past and embracing a new era of prosperity and fun. This was reflected in the bold patterns, bright colors, and innovative designs that defined the decade. Fashion was no longer just about utility, it was about joy and self-expression. And what better way to celebrate than with some seriously cool clothes? The attention to detail in 1950s fashion was impeccable. From the intricate embroidery on dresses to the perfectly tailored suits, every piece was crafted with care and precision. From the polished looks of men in suits to the feminine silhouettes of women in full skirts, the 1950s offered a diverse range of styles. Men's fashion was all about sharp, clean lines and a sense of sophistication, while women's fashion celebrated curves and femininity. 1950s fashion was all about making a statement. Whether it was through bold prints, dramatic accessories, or innovative cuts, people used fashion to express their individuality and creativity. But it wasn't just about looking good. Fashion in the 1950s was deeply intertwined with the social and cultural changes of the time. It was a reflection of the optimism and dynamism of the post-war era. Fashion in the 50s reflected the changing times, the rise of youth culture, the influence of Hollywood, and a newfound sense of freedom. Teenagers became a distinct demographic with their own styles and preferences, heavily influenced by movie stars and musicians. It was a decade where fashion became a way to express yourself, to rebel against the norm, and to simply have a good time. The rebellious spirit of the youth was evident in the popularity of leather jackets, jeans, and rock and roll-inspired looks. So, whether you're a vintage enthusiast or just curious about the era that brought us Elvis and Marilyn, there's something undeniably captivating about 1950s fashion. Icons like Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe not only defined the entertainment industry, but also set major fashion trends. Get ready for a trip down memory lane. The nostalgia for the 1950s is more than just a longing for the past. It's an appreciation for a time when fashion was bold, fun, and full of life. We're about to uncover the secrets of 1950s fashion and discover why its influence can still be seen today. From high-fashion runways to everyday street style, the echoes of the 1950s are everywhere. Modern designers often draw inspiration from this iconic decade, reinterpreting its classic elements for contemporary audiences. Get ready to be inspired. The 1950s were a time of innovation and creativity, and its fashion continues to inspire and influence us. So let's celebrate the enduring legacy of 1950s fashion and the timeless appeal of its style. Gentlemen, start your engines. The 1950s were a time of transformation, not just in technology and culture, but in the very fabric of men's fashion. The 1950s were a golden age for men's style, a time when looking sharp was non-negotiable. Every man, whether he was heading to the office or out for a night on the town, took pride in his appearance. Think tailored suits, crisp shirts, and hats that could rival a gangster's fedora. The attention to detail was impeccable, with every stitch and seam meticulously crafted to create a look that was both powerful and refined. This was the era of the man in the gray flannel suit. But don't let that fool you. There was more to 50s men's fashion than met the eye. The gray flannel suit became a symbol of the corporate man, but it was also a canvas for personal expression. The suit was king. Whether it was a double-breasted number or a slim-fitting Italian cut, a well-tailored suit was a must-have for any self-respecting gentleman. The double-breasted suit, with its broad shoulders and narrow waist, exuded confidence and authority. Paired with a crisp white shirt, a skinny tie, and a pocket square, it was the epitome of sophistication. The white shirt was a blank canvas, allowing the tie and pocket square to add a splash of color and personality. But the 50s also saw the rise of a new kind of cool, the rebel. This was a time when young men began to push back against the rigid norms of society, using fashion as a form of rebellion. Think James Dean in his iconic white t-shirt and jeans, or Marlon Brando in his leather jacket. These icons of rebellion showed that you didn't need a suit to make a statement. Their style was raw, edgy, and undeniably cool. This was a look that screamed youth, rebellion, and a touch of danger. It was a stark contrast to the polished corporate look of the gray flannel suit, and it resonated with a generation that was eager to break free from the constraints of the past. And let's not forget the accessories. Accessories were the finishing touch that could elevate an outfit from ordinary to extraordinary. Hats were still a big deal, from fedoras to flat caps, and a man's hat was often a symbol of his status. The fedora, with its wide brim and indented crown, was a staple of the well-dressed man, while the flat cap offered a more casual yet still stylish alternative. Sunglasses, leather jackets, and chunky wristwatches completed the look, adding a touch of personality and edge. Sunglasses were not just practical, but also a symbol of cool, while leather jackets added a rugged, rebellious edge to any outfit. Whether they were rocking a suit and tie or a t-shirt and jeans, men in the 1950s knew how to make a statement. The key was confidence and an eye for detail, knowing how to mix and match pieces to create a look that was uniquely their own. It was an era of timeless style, where classic tailoring met a touch of rebellious cool. The fashion of the 1950s was not just about looking good, but about expressing who you were and what you stood for. And just like the women's fashion of the time, it continues to inspire men's style even today. The influence of 1950s fashion can be seen in modern menswear, from the tailored suits to the casual cool of jeans and leather jackets. The legacy of the 1950s is a testament to the enduring power of style and the timeless appeal of looking sharp. Ladies, get ready to twirl. The 1950s were a time when fashion truly celebrated the art of the waistline. It was an era where women embraced their femininity with a sense of joy and exuberance, and nothing captured this spirit better than the dresses and skirts of the time. The 1950s were all about embracing femininity, and the fashion of the time reflected this in every stitch and seam. The dresses and skirts were designed to highlight the natural curves of a woman's body, creating a silhouette that was both elegant and playful. Nothing did that better than the era's iconic dresses and skirts. These garments were more than just clothing. They were a statement of style and confidence. Women of the 1950s knew how to dress to impress, and they did so with flair and grace. From the cinched waists to the full skirts, 50s women's fashion was all about accentuating curves and creating a look that was both elegant and playful. The hourglass silhouette was the epitome of this style, with dresses that nipped in at the waist and flared out from the hips. The hourglass silhouette was everything. It was a look that celebrated the female form, highlighting the waist and creating a balanced, proportionate figure. This silhouette was achieved through the use of fitted bodices and voluminous skirts, often supported by layers of petticoats. Dresses were nipped in at the waist and flared out from the hips, creating a look that was both flattering and flirty. The use of petticoats added volume and movement to the skirts, making them perfect for twirling and dancing. Think full-skirted dresses, petticoats galore, and the iconic poodle skirt, a playful symbol of teenage rebellion. The poodle skirt, with its whimsical appliques and bold colors, became a staple of 1950s youth culture, representing a sense of fun and freedom. But it wasn't just about dresses. Skirts were also a staple of 1950s fashion, offering a variety of styles to suit different occasions and tastes. From the sleek and sophisticated pencil skirts to the playful and voluminous circle skirts, there was something for everyone. Skirts were also a staple, from pencil skirts that hugged the curves to circle skirts that swirled with every step. Pencil skirts were perfect for the office or a night out, while circle skirts were ideal for dancing and casual outings. Paired with blouses, cardigans, and cinched-in belts, they created a look that was both put together and effortlessly chic. The use of belts was particularly important, as they helped to define the waist and enhance the hourglass silhouette. And let's not forget the accessories. Accessories played a crucial role in completing the look, adding a touch of glamour and sophistication to any outfit. Hats, gloves, and handbags were essential components of a well-dressed woman's wardrobe. Hats, gloves, and handbags were essential, adding a touch of glamour to any outfit. Hats came in a variety of styles, from chic pillbox hats to wide-brimmed sun hats, while gloves added an air of elegance and refinement. Cat-eye glasses, pearls, and delicate jewelry completed the look, creating a sense of polished perfection. These accessories were the finishing touches that brought the entire ensemble together, adding a sense of sophistication and style. From the elegance of a fitted dress to the playfulness of a poodle skirt, 1950s women's fashion was all about embracing femininity and having fun with fashion. It was a time when women could express their individuality and creativity through their clothing choices. It was an era of iconic looks that continue to inspire designers and fashion lovers today. The timeless appeal of 1950s fashion lies in its ability to combine elegance with playfulness, creating a style that is both classic and contemporary. Whether it's the cinched waists, full skirts, or the attention to detail in accessories, the influence of 1950s fashion can still be seen in modern designs. Today's designers often look to the 1950s for inspiration, incorporating elements of the era into their collections. From high-fashion runways to everyday street style, the legacy of 1950s fashion lives on, proving that true style is timeless. Whether you're a fan of the classic hourglass silhouette or the playful poodle skirt, there's no denying the enduring charm of 1950s fashion. So, ladies, get ready to twirl and embrace the art of the waistline, just like the women of the 1950s did. After all, fashion is all about having fun and expressing yourself, and there's no better way to do that than with a touch of vintage flair.